Hi, Sean Huxter here. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds with me. You may notice some purring or mewing. My cat's right next to me, and Scouty's very cuddly right now. I think he wants to be on camera, but he can't get over to the table. So, listen, I don't know if you can hear that, but he's purring like crazy right now. I don't know if he's going to interfere with this video. So, tonight I want to talk about Zuru Smashers again. Yeah, I've been on a bit of a Smashers kick lately because I really kind of like them. I like the cartoony shapes of these dinosaurs that they create, both these huge ones as well as these, smaller ones, as well as these, even littler ones, right on down to the little tiny ones that are in the Smashers eggs, which I don't have one handy right now to show you, but we'll be opening one soon, so hopefully, we'll show you that in a minute. So recently I opened the Nano, the Zuru Smashers Nano Jurassic Light-Up Dino, with over 5 surprises inside. This one has 26, by the way. And it's light up only by dint of the fact that it was glow in the dark. And it really did glow. These dinosaurs, the smaller ones, glow in the dark. Plus the slime that came with it glows very brightly in the dark. And the stickers also that came with it glow in the dark. This, however, is not something glow in the dark. This is actual light up. And to tell, this is one of these eggs that come with, of course, a decoration on the top. I can't even zoom out any further. It's so big. This is huge. Like, this is as big as the rockets that I did recently. And I had to pull back, I think, is the only way to do this. And the really cool thing is every one of these has a decoration here that indicates what's inside. I happen to know what's inside this one because the bright green is different than the dark green. The dark green also exists, but this is what it means by light up in this case. Press and try me. So this is actually light up. There is a component in here that will fit inside the dinosaur. And without further ado, let's get started. So we have some options that you can get. I light up and roar, as you can tell already. It can be slightly annoying. You push the button and it roars many times. I think that when you push a button to make something roar or something, toy companies should make it do it once. A lot of toys I've seen recently, you push the button and it does like 2 or 3 times, and that's not on demand exactly. Anyway. So what do we got on the back? We got Smashers, Smash, Dig, Build, and More. You smash, build and more, slime, find, stretch, and fizz. Oh, yeah. So here's something I want to bring up right away. Before I even get started, because of all that, whenever I'm dealing with slime and fizz and things, I bring in my best friend, the aluminum tray, to protect my table. So without further ado, we're going to find the zipper, open this thing up, and get started. Now, I haven't done much research on this, so I don't know if I need water, and if I do, I'll pause and get some, because the fizz kind of indicates we might need water. So let's find the zipper. We always start the zipper first, because otherwise it will never work. I don't know why, when they make these zippers, they don't, like, cut the first few, because if you don't do that, this is never going to work. And I'm not convinced it's going to work anyway. The only ones I ever got to work really well were the aforementioned and shown UFO, Dinos versus Aliens. I had 3 of those, each one zipped all the way down without any problems at all. Let's find out. Of course not. Why would I think it would? Okay. So by the way, I've been crafting. This little wrinkle here is, I have a smock in my 3D resin print lab. The smock is important because dealing with resins is very dangerous, sort of. And the smock keeps me protected, but it also has very tight, elastic wrists. Oh boy, this is not going well. I am now going to do the thing where I pause and open this up so you don't have to endure this nonsense. Boy, are you glad you didn't have to witness that. Because it was literally like trying to peel an apple with one tiny little thing and going all the way around it and peeling it in one long string. I literally almost had to do that. All right, here's our Smashers egg. It's very bright green and very reminiscent of the Nano egg. In fact, they look practically identical. There's some details different here, obviously. But this is the Nano egg, but they're obviously, the Nano egg is much smaller. It even has the same kind of bone decoration, I think. extra things sticking out here that let you indicate what they are. This, of course, was blind. They're all orange. This is not these. If you do your research and check online, you can find out what this color means and get the dinosaur you want. So we have taken the packaging off. Now, this is meant to be a smasher, and I believe the idea with smashers is you take it by the bone and you smash your egg. And I think that's the whole plan. Keep this handy. We're going to need this in a moment. I'll put it off camera for the moment. And let's see what we got inside. So we have a bag, very big bag. We have stickers. Okay, so we got 6 stickers. We got the little skull and crossbones here. I have to say, I kind of like the Smashers cartoony style. It's very consistent, and they managed to do it across brands. And I kind of like these. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but I'm going to do something with them because I do like them. Maybe put them on my laptop or something. And then inside here we have instructions, which I'll hide away right now in case we give away too much. And then there's the Smasher egg itself. And these do come apart in pieces, but you can also put them right back together again. And we'll do that at the end. So we'll take the pieces, get them out of the way for now because we really don't want them in the way. But you know what I am going to do? I'm going to put this aside here just in case I need to put slime in something. And that's a really great receptacle for slime. All right. By the way, my mascots for tonight are I've knocked them all over now, are the 6 aliens from the Alien versus Dino set, or Dinos versus Aliens Smasher sets. I've got the Spinosaurus from the Alien set, the Triceratops from the Alien set, the Tyrannosaurus from the Alien set, and then I also have the mini Dino, Ice Age Dino, Tyrannosaur, and my favorite little dude, the saber-toothed cat. I love it. And we also, just for fun, we're having the mascot from the Nano Egg, which I just showed you. So let's put our little slime receptacle to the side in case it's needed, and open up the big bag. And look, it's a big flaming bag. You know what I think this is, right? I think this is the meteor that slams down to destroy the dinosaurs on the Earth. This is clearly the meteor that extincted the dinosaurs. And I think that's kind of creepy, but also very cool in a way. All right, and look, you see the skeletons of the dinosaurs that the meteor extinguishes or extincts. So it seems like not included scissors. There is a tab to pull here, so we're going to just pull it. And here we go. I'm going to carefully dump out the contents onto my tray. Looks like we got some Smashers eggs, which... honestly, these are the funnest things ever. I don't know why. I mean, they did put out Smashers sets and just eggs. I never collected them at that time, so I don't have any except for the ones I bought recently. But it seems to me like getting 10 or 12 of these in a pack would be so much fun. This is your egg rebuilder. I'm going to put that aside here. I've got like 3 or 4 of those already from the other sets. Now we also have a bunch of bags. We have this bag, 1 bag, 2 bag, 3 bag, 4 bag, and a volcano. Interesting. And the rest of the bag is empty, so packaging. I just freaked my cat out. He thinks I was throwing it at him. I wasn't. All right, I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to put this back here out of the way. And I do know that in these larger sets, they do have a map. I believe they have a map, like the Dinos versus Aliens, and you're supposed to follow it. So let's open that up now. Let's find out what we got. We will open this up. Now, I already know what we have now. And I knew anyway because I did my research and found out what the light-colored bone indicated. And it is a light-up Spinosaurus. We have a Spinosaurus already. I wonder if it's the same. No tongue. I see this one has a tongue and this one doesn't. This one does have the spine, but this one's clear but does not light up. This one, I believe, lights up. So that's going to be interesting to see. So we will take that aside. Now, this is the other guide that we have. This guide instructs you on how to put your egg back together. And if we have time at the end, maybe I'll do that. But I've been doing that with all of these. So, you don't have to watch that part if you don't want. And maybe I will, maybe I won't. But inside each of these Smashers is a little tiny kind of rubberized dino. And this is a process that, once you get used to it, actually is not that hard. And then you can smash your eggs over and over again because so satisfying. And then here's some of the creatures you can get. Firetooth, Hot Fox. I won't name them all, but we'll just go through them quickly. Kind of want Thermomoose. I wouldn't mind having Danger Deer. Now, I already got Mega Mammoth from one of the other sets the other day, but it's in orange, and I love that one. That's the one I wanted, and I got it. So happy about that. And then some others. Apparently you can get a red egg. Wouldn't mind a lion. The flaming caveman, maybe. I don't know. Any of these would make me quite happy. So I'm going to put this aside now, and we'll take out our guide, which is the construction guide, which I'm pretty sure on one side is a map. It usually is, and with Zuru Smashers. So let's see if there's a map on this. Let's see. Yeah, yes, there's a map. Smashers map. So this is the treasure map, and we're supposed to follow the instructions. So the first instruction is every dino has a tale to tell. So we find the bag that has the tail, and that would be this one. And I think for the moment, I'm going to put all the others aside just to get them out of the way, because my table isn't huge. So here is the color change sand. You know, I think we're going to need something hot to make this change color, because I know for a fact that doing it with your hand is not going to show much color change. Okay, let's open up our color change sand. This is also going to be a Ziploc bag that you can store your sand back in. So obviously this is going to have a tail in it, clearly. So we'll open up this, and it's going to be, I believe, what color is it? So it's green. Oh, it's kind of crumbly. I'm not sure how old this is. I'm pretty sure kinetic sand isn't supposed to be quite so crumbly. But there's the tail. We're going to use that. Now, this is supposed to be, okay, I think you can reconstitute this and kind of push it together with your hand, and it'll come back to life, kind of. It's a bit powdery right now. I think it's probably lost some of its liquid over time. But now the color change aspect is, it's kind of green now. I'm going to zoom in. It's kind of green now, but apparently if you like hold it for a long time, it's supposed to change color, but it's not going to. I mean, you can see little bits around the edge. But here's what I'm going to do. I brought in a helpful helper, and that is an Erlenmeyer flask full of warm water. And I'm just going to place it on top. This way I don't get my sand wet or anything, but the heat should transfer and show the color change. You can see it already happening through the bottom of the bottle, bottom of my flask. Every mad scientist must have an Erlenmeyer flask. And when I lift up, sure enough, there's the color change. And we're going to repeat that process for the other color change things in this set. But for now, we're just going to gather up our color change sand and put it back in the bag, where I will probably give it to my daughter, and she loves these things. And there's our tail all cleaned up. Coming back to the map, we have already done process number 1. We follow the map down here, I guess, down here to 2. And the bag we open next is the Dino Slime Claw. It says, do you lava dinosaurs? It looks like we're going to get a claw next. So find the one with the claw. The bag that has the claw would be this one right here. And this is clearly going to be some slime, and I can feel it in there. So I'm going to move the tail out of the way. You know, I'm going to move the tail off the board so we don't get that at all. And now we're going to zoom out a little, make us some room for to open the slime, and we're going to open the slime. Again, as you know, if you watch my videos, I'm not a big fan of slime, but every now and then one comes along that I don't mind. But any of them that are too sticky, I really don't like. I don't like anything sticky on my hands. So let's find out what this one is. And again, this is the first time I've opened one of these eggs, so I really don't know the experience. So this is going to be a green slime. This looks very much like the first slime that came out in the 70s when I was a kid. Slime came out. It was very popular. We all played with it. I certainly did. We all did, until it got kind of gross and dirty over time. We played it. I mean, we literally played with it in dirt, so it didn't stay clean for very long. So let's, get all that out. Is everything out? Everything is out of the bag. And then we have the slime, and okay, so it's a little gooier than some of the slimes. A little stickier, but not too bad, I guess. And in here are obviously some legs. So we'll pull the legs away. And, okay, there's a detail I like. I am going to be doing some comparisons to my other Spinosaurus. I actually thought they were the same mold, but I don't think they are. There is a version of the Spinosaurus, though, that is the same mold as this light-up dinosaur without the light-up feature. I've seen a review of that, so, oh, God, slime. Ugh. All right, continuing. Oh, this is really sticking to the... This is not the kind of slime I like. This is the kind of slime that sticks too easily to things, and it's really going to be kind of gross getting all this off of here. But let's just, okay, this is not the solid slime. This is the sticky, icky slime I don't like. All right, there's a leg. Pulling off the slime here. Oh. So we're going to grab a paper towel and clear off the legs, because I want to make sure they're perfectly clean before we assemble. I say a paper towel. It took about 6. So this is not the kind of slime that obeys orders. This is not the kind of slime where you can use to grab other slime and pull it away. This is like really, this is one of the gooier slimes that I'm not overly fond of. So I'm going to pack that away in the case. Safely no longer my problem. Okay, moving on. We have the legs, and I really do love this. So this leg has, the Spinosaurus leg has a fish biting it, and I'm pretty sure, okay, no, mine does not. The one that comes from Dinos vs. Aliens does not, but there is another Spinosaur that is modeled of the same, from the same mold, except it doesn't have the electronics, and it has an unpainted fish biting its leg. So, map, please. Map onward, and we come to 2, and then from 2, where do our arrows go? I mean, clearly we've abandoned the whole idea of tracing us through the map, and we just have to find number 3. How much do you volcano? Number 3. And that'll be our volcano. And I think this is where it might get messy, so I'm moving the eggs out of here. And I'm moving the legs out of here. Eggs and legs, bye-bye. So this says fizzing lava. I think there must be instructions. So let's, okay, so clearly we got to open it up first to get at the instructions, and the instructions will tell us how to proceed. I do have some water handy, which is handy. Pulling off the plastic protective coating and packaging. And we find our instructions here, and the instructions are 160 milliliters, peel and pour, and retrieve an arm, apparently. So let's see, 160 milliliters. My Erlenmeyer flask does not have any gradations on it. I think it's just a decoration. So let us do what it says. We're going to peel, and we're just going to pour water and see what happens. And if I had to pour more water, we'll see that as well. I can't pour less water, but I can definitely pour more water. All right, let's find out what happens. I'm going to zoom in for a good effect. Okay, here we go, guys. Ready? I'm ready. Whoa! Okay, that's cool. That's a volcanic eruption if I ever saw one. Let it fizz down a bit. Then I'll dig in there for the arm that I'm supposed to be finding. So let's find out what's in there. Here's an arm. Yep. Oh, yeah. He definitely needs some cleaning up, I think. And in here's another arm. I think there's nothing else in there. Just a bunch of powder that didn't quite react. Oh, there's more. If I stir this around, the unreacted powder might continue to react. And it's ugly. Okay, we have thoroughly cleaned up. Now you can play with this again if you want to. I do find that, I cleaned the tray, that the substance had a kind of a soapy, sticky feel to it. Definitely not one you want to be dropping on your carpet or anything. So if you're going to get one of these toys, do take your precautions. All right, let's move on to the next stage of the map. Now, I did clean up as much as I could, but there are still little bits of red on some of the hands and stuff, and I'm not going to worry too much about that. Maybe it's just blood. Yeah. So, next. We've done our volcano. How much do you volcano? And then we go to number 4. Oh, there's a handy arrow at least pointing us to 4. And you're heading in the right direction. Let me guess. Head. All right, let's find it. I think that's this one, right? Just to make sure. Yeah, it's the head with the slime dripping off it. This one is Dino Quicksand. Okay, you know, I brought these pieces back up here. I'm going to have to remove them again because I have the feeling this is going to get a little messy as well. But I don't know for sure. Let's find out. So, here we go. Bag, zooming out a little bit, give us some room. Here we go. Oh, boy. These Ziplocs can be quite tough, especially since I just washed my hands of some soapy volcanic substance that's very soapy, and oh my God. All right, pausing. That Ziploc bag did not want to give up, but I defeated it. And we'll pull out the head, and we can see that the head is similar to, but not the same as, the head of the Dinos vs. Aliens. In fact, this one's a little smaller. I'm a bit surprised that the Dinos vs. Aliens one is larger. Okay, that's interesting to know. So that's the head. We'll put it over here. But also what we get in here is quicksand. And this is Dino Quicksand. I don't know if it's color change. No clue. My heated bottle won't tell me because there's no longer any water in there. And this is kind of a, this is like a sponge. This isn't sand. This is kind of a foam, almost like a rubbery styrofoam, almost like a very soft rubber. That's kind of cool, but there's nothing inside it, as far as I can tell. The head came separately. So I'm going to put that back in the Relentless Ziploc bag. Stage 5 of the map. Everybody wants a pet dino. So, this is not providing instructions for that. Swing the Spinosaurus tail. I'm just, pull out. Okay. You have to turn over for the instructions because it doesn't tell you any information. Did we miss something? Oh, you know what? We did miss something. There is actually no instruction on here to open the body bag. Interesting that I call it a body bag. I see no instruction to open the body bag. It just doesn't mention it. So there is one bag left, and it didn't tell us to open that one, interestingly. I'm just going to recheck the map. No, I'm not wrong. It did not instruct us to open the body at all, so we're just going to do it. Because you know you're going to need it. We'll open the body, and there's our Spinosaurus. And inside here is a compartment, I think, for batteries. Now, oh, no batteries, actually. I know what's going on here. Yeah, okay. So now it's time to look at the instructions again, but I'm surprised they didn't tell us to open this. That was actually not on the map. Interesting. But on the back of the map, we do have our instructions. So it says what we need is a head, a body, which, again, we weren't told to open, a tail, 4 legs or 4 limbs, 2 legs, 2 arms, and then this beautiful thing here, which so far we have not seen, but we've seen hints of it. So what you have to do is undo the wrap inside the top of the cap of the egg and pull out the machine thingy. And so that is this. That's the top of it. And what you have to do is here, it's just held in by these little elastics, according to the instructions. And you can just pull these away. Okay, so there's little hooks there. And you pull it away and you pull this out. There we go. And this is your audio core, or your light and audio core. And again, we pushed that earlier from the outside. I don't love the fact that it makes multiple noises, but the light changes color. And I like the fact thank you. I like the fact that there's actually, again, guys, make the Zuru. Make the button make one noise so that you can push it over and over, but not force you to listen to multiple iterations you don't want to listen to. Oh, God, guys. Okay. So instructions are pull out, stick it into the body. So I thought this was a battery compartment, as it often, battery compartments look exactly like this. And then we have to find the 2 metal leads here, which match up to the 2 metal leads on this thing, which will be over. Oh, look. They even put like little DNA double helix on here. I like the detail on this. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So there's the 2 metal leads that you're going to have to line up down there. And that snaps in rather neatly, so that's good. And you can put the body back together now. And then step 3, you put the thing back. Step 4, attach the head and tail. So let's attach the head. Yep, there it is. And our tail is over here. Let's attach our tail. Is there a direction, I wonder? I think this is correct. Tough, though. Oh, it's keyed. It's keyed. Okay, I had it wrong. There's a little key tab, and that'll tell you which way to go. And now that your tail is in place, it's the switch. Okay. And now we're going to endure multiple iterations of the sound. So that's correct. Now 6 is add the tail, the limbs. So let us add the, thank you. Let us add the, oh, shut up. Instructions to all toy companies. Never do that. Never make it so one button push sends an entire sequence of noises unless there's a reason for the sequence. If it's a dinosaur roar, one button, one roar. Literally. That's all you have to do. It was not, this one's just not going on easily. Okay. So that's fine. We got our legs in place now. And okay, that's lined up pretty well. I think it can probably stand without his... No, it can't. I thought it might stand without his forelegs. It's funny. It only has 2 forelegs. Okay, that's a joke. All right, get our leg on here. Now, are these keyed in any way? No, they just got to slam them on. Now, that went on very easily. That's good. Of course, the thicker rubber of the legs makes it harder to put the legs on because the rubber is just thicker and harder to... It's less movable. And there is our Spinosaurus, and it lights up. But it's very hard to see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn my light off, and we're going to see if we can't get the full effect. Okay, our light's off. If you can see the Spinosaurus, I can't either. Oh dear, what am I going to do? Okay, I'm feeling around. There it is. And I'm going to push the tail. Wow, it really does light up. I mean, it lights up the whole body. And it changes color as it goes. It changes color down here like on a flash, looks like, but up here it's more subtle. It changes in a cycle. That's kind of nice. So I don't mind the lights sequencing over time, but the audio just, guys, don't do that. Okay, that's our Spinosaurus. Let's do a comparison now. This is our Spinosaurus, and this is our Spinosaurus from the Dinos vs. Aliens. This one is a tad bigger, if you put them side by side. But obviously, one does not have electronics. So I'm not sure. I think that the electronic one kind of wins. I'm gonna move his body like so that he's aimed downward. Now he's cool, because this leg is on the ground. Whereas this guy is more like a raptor. His legs are up and his paws are up in the air, and neither one of them are meant to be balancing. But that's it. So I think my journey with Zuru Smashables is almost at an end. I think I have one more review coming of a couple of Nanos, which are small blinds. But for now, the last thing we're going to do tonight, and this is the most important part in my mind, is our smashy eggs. Now, I have taken the time-consuming liberty of removing the plastic protective coating so the eggs don't automatically smash in the package, so that this whole process here is a little easier. And I removed the aluminum tray because I find that it makes a lot of noise and bounces around too much, so my tabletop is better for smashing eggs. And these are bright green eggs, which are kind of cool, because I've got blue ones, I've got white ones, or kind of eggy color, kind of ivory, and I also have some orange ones, but this is the first ones I've had that were green, which is kind of nice. Now, the egg recombiner, or the little egg cup, with all the nice, lovely detail on it. Oh, look at that. There's an ammonite, trilobites, all sorts of really good detail, including skeletons. This is really nice. I like this. Is in a yellow faded to green to indicate what the color changing sand looks like, which starts out green and then heat changes it to yellow. And this is kind of cool too, because to hatch a dinosaur egg, you need heat. So it goes from green to the more hot yellow. That's kind of cool. So some dinosaur has been keeping the egg and the nest warm for them. Now we're going to start smashing some eggs. This I always find to be the most fun part. So I also like to experiment a little. I like to drop it from different heights. So we're going to start at 6 inches. Oh, and look at that. It just smashed. And so what do we got here? We have a little green raptor with, looks like a stone or mud on its leg and tail. Little orange on the back. Very rubbery, very rubbery. Okay, so that's a little green raptor. Pull our eggs to the side, our egg to the side. I'm going to just throw them in here for now, because we're going to need those in a minute. All right, second egg. Start with, oh, back up, dude. Back up, little dude. It's going to be dangerous. 6 inches. Nope. Almost. 8 inches. There we go. Now what do we got? Oh, we got the bull. We got the aurochs, or bull. That's kind of cool. Also green. That's interesting. I wonder if they're all going to be green. I don't think I'd mind. That would certainly be one heck of a green egg, because we had a green Spinosaur and then 2 green Smasher mini egg monsters or dinosaurs. Let's start again. Let's try a different tack. Let's see if it will smash aimed bottom down at 6 inches. And it did. Look at that. Okay, so this is now kind of a green with a little blue on it. Pterodon or pterodactyl. Not too bad. Hole in the wing. Smashers logo on the wing. Looks like they found him early and branded him. We'll take our, that's only 5 pieces, 6 pieces. We'll take our eggs and put that in there. And then the last one, guys, last one. We're going to take this one point down and drop it. 6 inches. Nope. 8 inches. Nope. So that point is very strong. 10 inches. There we go. That's more like it. And we have, look at, we have the fox. Looks a bit like the Scrat, but it's definitely a fox with a green tail. So he's not green, but he's partly green. And had to retrieve the lost piece. And for my last trick tonight, guys, I'm going to actually reassemble one of these eggs. And I've done this before. It gets a little tricky because the easy part is assembling the egg, even though a lot of people find it difficult. But the hard part is getting a creature in there so that it doesn't interfere with the egg construction. Every Dino set, every Smashers mini egg or Smasher egg comes with one that has a serial number on it. If it comes as a multi-set like this with 4, only one of them has the serial number usually. If it comes in an individual one, that will have a serial number. Ones that have more eggs in it, you get one with a serial number and the rest don't. So you place the bottom round bit, not the pointed top, but the bottom round bit, into the egg cup, and then you find the scoop. I call this the scoop. So this looks like a little ice cream scoop. You're going to scoop it like so, the round bit here, pointed bit up, and you're going to like scoop into the egg like so. Scoop it into the side until it just fits. And flip it around so your dominant hand's doing the work, because it's not work you want to be doing clumsily. And then you take this one, you place it in, but you kind of put the 2 points almost together like up here when you're scooping this one in. And then it fits nicely like so. Then you take one of the side pieces with the Smashers logo pointing up and just slot it in, and it should just slip right in place. Like that. Here comes the hard part. If I was just assembling the egg, it would be easy because the next piece would slot right in. But because I want to put a dino in there, that kind of messes with the vibe. You kind of got to put your dinosaur in there, but that can change the slightly change the shape of where the other pieces are. So I'm going to try to slap this piece in, and here's where it often fails because the dinosaur makes it difficult. So I'm going to try to pull these apart as I'm doing it. Now, once you get that, the secret is the sides up. There we go. Again, easy to do without the dinosaur, much harder to do by putting the dinosaur in. But without the dinosaur in, what's the fun? So we're going to try it again. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to slot in the Smasher side. And we're going to try the dinosaur again. Like I said, this is the part that makes it a little more difficult. That makes it so that the other pieces don't always fit into place perfectly. But once you do get that, you take the top bit. Here's the little tricky bit too. You can't just slot the top bit in. You have to push the top bit in from the side. And as you do so, you got to pull up on one side as you're going through. So I'm going to try to... can't tell you how many times I've done this, guys. It's a bit frustrating, but it's fun. Slot this guy in and pull up as you go. As you get across to the other side, pull up as you push. Again, takes a bit of practice, and I've had some practice, but it is frustrating, but also extremely satisfying when it works. So let's get that in there and pull up. The pulling up part is the hard part, and there it is, one completely reconstituted Smasher's egg. And to prove it, we're going to zoom out and smash this one once again, and there he is. Okay. Thanks for joining me on my Spinosaurus exploration. Thank you. Sean Huckster, this has been Magic Little Worlds. We'll see you soon. Bye.